You're not being ghosted, you're being delivered. This message is for you, personally. Because I know you've been sitting with that quiet ache in your chest, wondering why someone you cared about suddenly pulled away. Why the messages stopped. Why the calls never came. Why their presence, once constant and comforting, vanished like mist in the morning. And I'm here to tell you, it wasn't abandonment. It wasn't rejection. It wasn't something wrong with you. It was protection. Divine protection. There are times in your life when heaven decides to intervene without your permission. When the angels move behind the scenes, blocking conversations you wanted to have, removing people you thought were supposed to stay, and ending connections you believed were permanent. And while it feels like ghosting, like a cruel silence that leaves you questioning your worth, what's really happening is deliverance. You are being delivered from a storm you couldn't see. Archangel Michael has issued this message to your spirit today. They were removed because their energy became a threat to your destiny. Their words would have delayed your healing. Their presence would have confused your soul. What they were about to bring into your life, whether knowingly or not, would have drained your light and blurred your path. And so, they were silenced. You are not being ghosted. You are being delivered. Because if their access had continued, if you kept responding, if you kept letting their energy wrap itself around your spirit, your breakthrough would have been postponed. The very thing you've been praying for, peace, clarity, alignment, would have slipped further away. You were asking heaven for protection, and this is what it looks like. It looks like unanswered messages, like unreturned calls, like sudden silence. And that silence is not empty. It is full of purpose. There was a moment recently where you almost reached back out. You felt the urge to ask them why, to seek closure, to make sense of their distance. But something inside you stopped you. That wasn't just instinct, that was divine interference. A spiritual firewall protecting your heart from reopening a door that heaven had closed. Because if they were meant to stay, nothing could have pulled them away. And if they were meant to go, nothing you do could make them stay. Comment Amen 112 below if this is resonating deeply in your spirit. That number will become your confirmation, your spiritual agreement that this message is not a coincidence. It's an answer. You see, some people come into your life not to walk with you forever, but to teach you something temporary. They serve a purpose for a season, and once that purpose is fulfilled, their time expires. But because you have a heart that loves deeply, you held on longer than you should have. You kept the door open long after they stopped knocking. And that's okay. Because now, heaven has stepped in to do what you could not do for yourself. This isn't punishment. This is mercy. You didn't know what they were planning. You didn't know what they were battling. You didn't see what was hiding beneath their smile. But the angels did. Archangel Michael did. And your spirit has been calling out for alignment, for elevation, for protection. So the heavens answered, not with loud thunder or dramatic endings, but with silence. A sacred silence that shields you from what your heart wasn't ready to face. And I know it still hurts. I know you still think about them. I know part of you still wants to believe there's hope, that maybe they'll come back and explain everything. But what if the explanation is this? They were not meant to go with you where you're going. Their energy wasn't qualified to stand in the next chapter of your life. And rather than wait for you to see it on your own, heaven delivered you in silence. You weren't ghosted. You were rescued. And this is the kind of rescue that feels like grief at first. You mourn the presence, the connection, the potential. But over time, clarity will rise like the sun, and you'll see how that silence became your greatest protection. You'll realize that their absence was the space your blessings needed to arrive. That their silence created room for your spirit to breathe, to rise, to heal. So stop chasing the message. Stop rereading the old texts, replaying the conversations, and wondering what went wrong. Nothing went wrong. Everything is going exactly right. This is spiritual alignment. This is divine deliverance. This is the answer to prayers you forgot you even whispered. You are being delivered from confusion, from distraction, from manipulation wrapped in charm, from energy that no longer fits the calling over your life. And one day, you'll be thankful they disappeared. One day, you'll look back and realize that their silence set you free, that their vanishing act was actually divine choreography. Because what's coming next requires a clear mind, a protected heart, and a soul surrounded only by truth. And that, my friend, is exactly what you're walking into now. If you feel this message in your spirit, don't let it stay silent. Let the heavens know you're ready for full deliverance. Comment Amen 112 below and declare your agreement with divine protection. You are not alone in this. You are not crazy. And you are certainly not abandoned. And if this kind of divine message feeds your soul, if you want more guidance like this that speaks to your journey and uplifts your spirit, then support this channel. Share this video with someone else who may be quietly hurting from silence. Subscribe to Miracle Code and turn on notifications so you never miss a message meant for your soul. This channel is your safe space, your sacred reminder that you are seen, loved, and protected, even when you feel forgotten. Especially then. You weren't ghosted. You were delivered. And today, that truth will set you free.